right, y'all. And so now it is that your girl's recording. Let's go ahead and let's get into this next video, shall we? Now, Maury, shout outs to you. Celebrity worship is getting worse. And may I add, y'all didn't see the thumbnail for this. Why would she bite Duke's arm? Like, I don't even care what the context is behind this. It's still weird. So without further ado, let's go ahead. Let's start this up, shall we?
Josh or Duke?
Duke! Duke! I'm sucking Duke's butt.
Whoa. Whoa. What did you say? This. I had this conversation over the weekend. Duke, shout outs to Duke, because he's a solid guy, you know? When you don't be out here lusting, you know, and being like you know what I'm saying, be like a little thirst bucket. Like, so some of the people within the community is mad cool. And Duke is one of them. Duke is a very cool person, you know what I mean? But like the fact that you openly admitted that is just crazy. Thank you, Babs.
Bro, did she really just say she's sucking Duke's box and everything?
Like, bro, she said, look at her face, bro. Let me fix this. Look at her face. She is 1010% completely serious about what she just said. She said that with a smile on her face, like, yep, I'll do it. I'll do it. Do we not have shame? Right.
Think, bro.
Duke, I'm sucking Duke's butt.
Hey, nah, bro, this shit's getting out of control now, bro. Like, do men even have boxes, bro? Or she's talking about his groceries, eating the box like his groceries? Excuse me, ma'am. And by the way, before we go any further, shout out to my guy Omizi for this video. His video on it was really good, so check it out if you haven't seen it already. But it was titled "Celebrity Worship is Getting Disgusting," and I wholeheartedly agree. Like, that comment that she just made at the beginning of the video was just bizarre and completely unnecessary. But anyway,
well, we finally made it to the day when I give up all my dreams on Chris Brown.
Yeah.
Wow, you're bold. Wow, you're bold. You are bold. Wow, you're gonna say this confidently on your wedding day in front of your husband, in front of your like both y'all family and friends. You say that? Yeah, nah, just get the annulment, bro. Just get the annulment. It's not gonna count. Trust me.
Yeah, nah, bro. If that was me, if I were the groom, bruh. Wedding's canceled. Marriage is done before it even got started. The after party, the reception is over. I'm walking out the chapel with my pride and my dignity still intact, because that type of comment before we even officially man and woman is just insane. What are you talking about, Chris Brown here, when I'm trying to become your husband? Like, if you really want him that bad, why don't you go marry him? Oh wait, that's right. He doesn't want you.
I don't know what's nastier, saying those vows in front of your husband, in front of his entire family, and laughing it off as some sort of joke, or having the first picture in your wedding photos that you put on Instagram be a
Oh my God. And this was during the time where Chris Brown was charging $1,000 for people to take photos with him. And ironically enough, there was a lot of people that did it. My Delulu came true. If you know anything about me, this has been my life dream. Meeting my #1 artist, celebrity, checked off my bucket list. I've been a fan and supporter since middle school. Chris Brown was the absolute nicest, most humblest person to meet and actually have a real conversation with. We talked about his shows. He actually asked little old me for critiques. Me and my sister custom made the roses. I got to show him my wedding vows. My words, I put you in my vows, not on no creep shit though. Him and his aunt laughed. During our pose, he said, "Does your husband approve?" Which he did. We discussed it multiple times before my meet and greet. We good. I actually got to lock eyes and touch this man. On top of this, had a wonderful night in the executive suites. 10 out of 10, 11 out of 11 tour. Was my favorite night. Can't wait for the next tour. And someone said, "Poor hubby, you deserve less." Damn. your husband better than me, I would have filed for a divorce. Don't you dare bring this to the VC. I'm not. But this, I have a lot of problems with this. You know what I mean? It's one thing to admire and to like, you know, absolutely have like a celebrity crush and stuff like that. Cause I feel like we all do. But it's one thing where it is that you take things a little bit too far to the point to where it is you're disrespecting your partner. And this is beyond disrespectful, regardless if it is the man said like, oh, he was cool with it. We've had several talks and stuff like that. I am telling you this as of right now. That man does that man, he said that, but does he absolutely be like, oh yeah, I'm cool with that? No, especially with something like this.
Picture of you and Chris Brown at this meet and greet where you're about to make out.
So it gets even worse. This woman by the name that we just saw in the video, Brooke Adrian _ on Instagram, really had the first photo that I suppose was a collage of photos leading into her wedding day is of Chris Brown, her celebrity crush. Listen, man, I'm just gonna say, bro, if you are the type of man to marry this type of woman and you subject yourself to this type of embarrassment, you are completely at fault, bro. Because there's just no way in hell I could ever marry or commit to a woman who has this much of a celebrity crush. Like, you can love a person's content, their music, their art, you can admire them, but this type of obsession to where it's definitely sexual, you could see the sexual tension there. She actually paid Chris Brown what, 1,000 or 2 bands to pull up and take a picture with him like this, and you saw all this. You were probably in a relationship as her boyfriend while she was taking this picture, and you still decided to go ahead and get on one knee, propose, give her a ring, and try and make her your wife? Yeah, you deserve everything that's coming your way if you still committed to this.
Now, the only thing these fans are getting is a picture with the man, a signed picture, an early entry to the concert, and a whole calendar, fam. He even did this for his last tour, and this one fan keep on coming back.
Would it be surprising if these were girlfriends and wives here too, with actual men or boyfriends at home taking these types of photos with Chris Brown? Like, I'm telling you, bro, the amount of disrespect the average modern man subjects himself today is just astounding too, man. Like, what is wrong with you guys? Do you not have any pride for yourself? Do you not have any dignity? I don't care if it.
My thing is, it's like you're a returning customer. That's a problem for me. Like, it's not even like, oh, you decided to just do just the one pick. Nah, that means it is that you put 2,000 to 3,000. You're putting in rent payments, payment on a down payment on a car. I would even go like, well, you can't do like a down payment on a house unless it is you're doing this about like 10 times. Then you're getting to that point. But that is egregious, bro. The man, Chris Brown, is an entertainer. He's a performer, a songwriter, a singer. What it is that he's doing with this, I'm not even mad at Chris Brown. I'm not mad at Chris Brown, and I'm not mad at Usher, because it is that this is what it is they get paid to do. But y'all know what it is y'all doing when it is that you do this. You know what I mean? Especially going as far as getting these pictures and you asking for these types of poses, you know? Like, you know what it is that you're doing.
Is Chris Brown, Usher, Brad Pitt, or Leonardo DiCaprio?
All her stuff would be out on the porch by midnight.
You should never allow any man of any status or any financial success to hold and grab your woman's booty cheeks from behind like this and take a photo of it to permanently cement it on the face of the internet forever. I'm just so baffled right now.
He even made a customized shirt from the last tour. Like, that is how dedicated they are.
Imagine your girlfriend, your wife, going to Chris Brown meet and greet, paying thousands of dollars to take a photo of him with her cheeks out in front of the camera and him grabbing it, and then she buys his merch, custom merch made specially for her, of Chris Brown in the back doing back shots on the graphic t-shirt she decided to buy. I just don't know what else to say. This is bottom of the barrel behavior, and any person willing to accept this type of disrespect, I suppose, maybe deserves it.
He's doing this for 36 cities, and the man is charging them $1,100. Times that by 100 people per city, bro. Dog, he's making almost $4 million.
That's crazy. $4 million off of a simple meet and greet. And women,
like I said, I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at him, because he knows it is that there's going to be women that's going to go ahead and, or men, that's going to go ahead and buy it. So not only it is because most artists make the most money on tour. They know this. That's why it is that they do it. You know? So you mean to tell me it is like, I mean, if I was in his shoes and if I was an entertainer, if I was like on going on tour and stuff like that, I would do the same thing too. Because you gonna be making well over millions quick off of just a meet and greet and just taking pictures and stuff like that. He's getting paid. He's getting paid millions to go ahead and take these photos, bro. You can't be mad at Chris Brown. You can't be mad at the entertainer. You gotta be mad at the women it is that's going as far as doing all this. You know what I'm saying? He's just doing his job at the end of the day. But the women, they came there with a purpose. They thinking the parasocial in their mind. It is, oh, that's my man, my man. Oh, this is and this geeking out and all this other shit. You know, like come on.
Women are really paying for this shit, bro. $1,000 per pop. With a lot of them are probably in relationships right now, married or boyfriends or in some type of situationship. Basically, they got a man somewhere lurking in the corners, in the shadows, and they're still out here doing this type of shit, bro. Like, you can see why I'm cynical, why I'm just distrustful, why I'm pretty much gonna be a bachelor for the rest of my life, because I'm just not gonna deal with this type of shit, bro. I ain't dealing with it, bro.
You might need a bench press or
It's
something in there.
disrespectful.
That shit fun.
Like, I bet it.
Yeah, but you can't do no motherfucking pictures with your shirt off, because then you can't gauge
It can't
what
be
the
skin to
person.
skin. It can't be
Yeah,
skin on
because
skin.
you don't know what shit.
Yeah,
Mother
you don't
might
know.
lick your stomach or something. You gonna be like, hold on.
Yeah, that's
So we just heard it there from Chris Brown himself. He says he finds this stuff fun while making millions of dollars from these women who are still in relationships with their own men. But honestly, again, like the worship of like celebrities and the fact that some people are willing to pay people thousands of dollars while they're in relationships to pull up to like somebody like Chris Brown and have caress their cheeks while he's taking a picture with you as a meet and greet fan. Like, it was never that serious. I just, listen, Chris Brown makes good music, but it was never that deep. And what's funny is Chris Brown has one of his biggest songs being These Hoes Ain't Loyal. And the fucking irony is that all these meet and greets are proving the song to be 100% accurate. Here we have another screenshot from that woman who's, I guess, obsessed with Chris Brown while trying to be a wife to a man. She says, I love you. Then he said, more than Chris Brown. Then she said, know your limits. Wow. The disrespect is actually insane.
Now, she's lucky that she didn't end up just like that girl from earlier this year at the Omalay concert, where she went up on stage and freaked on Omalay, and then she got embarrassed because her boyfriend left her at the end of the show, which he had every right to do. And then
Oh my God, this thing was so talked about, bro. Oh my God. You know, and at the time I was dating somebody that wanted to just test all the levels of what it is that I thought about with this, or, if I had like a problem or anything like that. It was like, ugh, it's so annoying. But no, I mean, the man had every right to go ahead and to do this. And I think Kai had reached out to that girl and was gonna bring and she was requesting like, I'll see you later, Limitless. She was requesting like an outrageous number. Then he brought the boyfriend on to his stream. Everybody ended up following him. You know what I mean? He ended up getting partnerships and endorsements and stuff like that. Hey, listen, it's what it is. But like, shorty, you know what it is that you was doing. Even if that's your favorite artist and you're there with your man and like you're doing all the stuff of like bending over and like you're allowing all this, like do you really think it is to do all of this stuff in front of your significant other that it was going to just not be an issue? Did we really just think it is like, oh yeah, my man's gonna understand, like with another man bending you over in front of him, so you in your mind think it is your man's a cuck? That's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. No man with self-respect and morals is gonna allow that with his woman. It'd be a different story if he was just like smashing a shorty, he didn't care about her, whatever. And even still, he would still look at shorty a little sideways. It's like, this is the reason why I'm not wifing her up. But if it's his woman, the person is that he claims, he's wholeheartedly gonna have a problem with that. Come on.
Then she tried to beg Kai Cenat to be on the platform, and that didn't work out, but he ended up on the platform, the ex-boyfriend, and got tons and tons of money of it. She's lucky that she didn't end up in this situation, and her husband's a dummy for probably going through with it, because that's publicly embarrassing, and I don't think that's okay.
Facts. Honestly, fellas, or anybody really for that matter, man or woman, you gotta have more respect for yourself. You gotta value your pride, your dignity, your identity more, because this type of disrespect is just intolerable, bro. Like, I definitely wouldn't let that shit happen to me, like, on any day of the week, not Not only do I not have the energy or the patience or the tolerance, but to be quite frank, bro, I just don't care about you like that to let you disrespect me like that. I mean, there's just nobody on this planet that I care enough about to allow that type of disrespect to fly. It's just non-existent for me.
It's supposed to be like falling apart. You think? Right? He's 24. 24.
And speaking of people it is that will spend money to go ahead and see a certain celebrity, because now we have to say it for what it is. Streamers are now the modern day celebrities. Us streamers is getting up there, especially it is like, big time streamers. Like look at Speed, Kai, Duke, Berlin, Corey, all of those people are now like, I'm gonna put Dante in the mix, but Dante is married. I'm gonna put all these people into the mix of this said conversation, because this is where like they deal with the most parasocial of women by far. I mean like it gets to the point to where it is that they can't able to just kind of like move freely, even if it is that they have a significant other, to move freely and kind of be open with that, because of the levels of just like, oh, they're gonna try to figure out who this person is. They may try to harass them. They may be like, oh, who is this? What, like, that's my man. Let any one of these men take a picture with a woman, and the first thing it is that like that you see in the comments is, oh, who is this woman? Why is she around my man? Like, no, tell her to back off. Like, that's my man. Like, it's that. It is that. You know what I mean? It gets to the point. Why are people parasocial? Why? Oh, like I can't necessarily understand the level of to why, but I mean, there's people that's parasocial with me. There's literally people parasocial with me. Like, for y'all to go ahead and like, not y'all in the chat, but the people that made fan fictions of me, or like, y'all wholeheartedly, I am like locked screened, or like, desktop screen or stuff like that, and it's me on there. Yeah, that's a little call for what it is. It's parasocial. It's parasocial. And the less it is that I know, the better. But then I am finding out more and more to how parasocial it is that, like, yeah, Simba 2, like anybody within like the initial group. Yeah. And mind you, I'm relatively the feminine one. I'm the feminine one within the group. Imagine it is like, listen, and some people have the audacity nerve to make Simba look like it is that she's feminine. You know what I mean? Even though it is that she has said how much it is like, yo, y'all gotta chill, y'all gotta stop doing that, that type of stuff. Niggas don't like to listen. You said fanfics? Yes, I've seen fanfics. Anything it is that's relatively with blue hair, y'all like to associate me with that. Some stuff it is, it's cool. There's other stuff it is that y'all go a little too far. If y'all see an adult star in one of those spicy videos, on those particular websites, you see someone with blue hair, stop tagging me in that. I'm gonna say that right now. Stop fucking tagging me into that shit. Be like, Ari, is this you? Because if you get banned, you get blocked, then you know the reason to why. You know the reason to why when it isn't, because that's a bit outlandish to do some shit like that, Like y'all be seeing adult stars and you see one with blue hair and think that is me. That's not funny.
You're 32. I'm fucking 29.
Yeah. Hi.
Oh.
Good, how are you?
So this is somebody's wife right here. I remember seeing this clip. Apparently she walked up to Duke because she saw he was either popping or, he looked like he was a young, successful young man who, has something about him, and this is what she did.
You all right? Hello? Type shit. But yeah.
She had an ulterior motive, bro. She had an ulterior motive. That's crazy that she did.
There's her husband right there looking like, what the fuck, Jane? Why did you just do that?
Jane is crazy.
Type shit. I'm the one that's supposed to be, yeah.
Awkward. Buddy said, see you in the morning, bro. I don't know if he was supposed to be heading up to the room with her or he was just dropping her off, seeing her go up to her room or whatever. I don't know what the case was, but clearly they're in a relationship. She decided to get up all in the camera while Duke was talking to some guy, right? Chopping it up in the lobby, and she blatantly just decides to disrespect her husband because maybe she knows who Duke is. Maybe she thought he was a celebrity. Who knows? But I mean, it's just, again, another example of celebrity obsession or obsession with clout or people you may believe are famous. But what I will say is that we all need to have a common ground of respect, emotional control, and the ability to communicate with each other without just blatantly disrespecting each other and going crazy with the sexual innuendos or the sexual advances when you don't even know if that's making the person you're trying to give it to, like in this case, a Duke Dennis, uncomfortable. I'm sure he's uncomfortable with a lot of his female fans going crazy every time they see him. Like, as a man who's experienced, you know, women grabbing my ass, my chest, like stalking me and shit, like it gets to a point to where you're just doing too much, and it's just like, why, bro? I appreciate the love. I'm glad you admire my work or my physicality or whatever you find interesting about me, but you just gotta relax, you gotta chill and understand I'm a human being too, and I wouldn't do that to you, so don't do it to me. But do let me know your thoughts and opinions down below, ladies and gentlemen. What do you think about this? What do you think about celebrity obsession? Listen, I understand it's inevitable. It is what it is. It comes with the territory, but it gets to a point, especially if you're in a relationship with another person, that it just becomes way too disrespectful. And for people like that, you're just obviously not built for a relationship with another person if you're just going to be blatantly disrespecting them like that. But that's just my opinion anyway. Hope you guys all enjoyed. Hope you found it entertaining. And until next time, everybody.
Yeah. And I do feel bad, man. Like, you know, I feel bad for the men streamers, because it's not just us that go through like the level of like harassment, stalking and stuff. I feel like it is with men. It's just not taken as serious as it should be. But it's dangerous on both sides, you know. Like there are like, and plus you don't have to be like a celeb or like a creator to experience something like that, you know. There's women that is that organically you just be cuckoo, you know, that just do that to everyday average working people. You know what I mean? Weird. But Maury, shout outs to you. Thank you so much for the video. Shout outs to y'all in the chat. Shout outs to you at home, and I'll catch y'all in the next video.